there's like a saying like don't sell until there's a reason to sell.
But having a strict system for your scales out are just as important to having a strict system for your entry. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Gen Traders YouTube channel. We are recording this one on Saturday night, March 26th. Thank you guys for joining us again. Today we got me, Alex, Xander, and Josh here for another episode. We're going to do the same kind of schedule that we normally do. We're going to talk about the market conditions, go over our trades from this week, and for a few of us, it has been quite a eventful week. And the market has definitely looked better. So we'll get into that in a second. But we're just going to start talking about the listed market. So Xander, if you want to start us off.
Go ahead. So the listed market has been it's continued its strength, honestly, and it's been really nice. And a new kind of thing that's been around is a lot of pumps, like Twitter pumps and Discord pumps, and those have offered a lot of short opportunities. And also there has been long opportunities as well with a lot of continuation. Yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this week it was definitely better than last week, but the follow through, and it seems like the volume is definitely coming back. And I think with this, over the weekend, giving time to people think about, the weed legalization news, not only for weed stocks, but I think that can, bring strength into other, sectors and aspects as well. So I just think like big news like that kind of drives market volatility no matter what the sector is. So Josh, you got anything else about the listed market you want to add?
Yeah, I would say it may have been an overreaction to the Russia-Ukraine thing on the US side. So it's also like people realizing that it's not what they thought it was exactly investment wise. So yeah, I would say this is pretty significant. And we saw more multi-day runners, not just first green days that die the second day.
Yep. That's
so that's what I know.
A lot of small caps have like bottomed on the daily and are starting to multi-day run.
I think that's interesting too, because the oil stocks have done nothing, since their first run. They haven't done anything. So that's definitely something to think about. But yeah, if we don't have anything more for the listed market, Alex, talk about OTCs for us.
Yeah, well, OTCs, I would say this week was, like whenever like a run starts, you have like green days and then you have a red day, like consolidation. So I would say this week was like this because we had like 3 relatively good weeks, but this week was pretty slow. There weren't any, I wouldn't say there was like any A+ setup this week, but I still just stayed safe. So I'm just again taking it slow. And I actually on the Thursday we also had this wheat thing, like near the close the news came, so we had some stocks today spiked and they gapped on Monday. So I personally don't like trade like sectors like that because there's no pattern right now. So
I agree.
My approach on them is just to wait to see what they do, if they can actually hold, and like because I know like some of them, like what was that one, MMNFF, then there's another one I forgot. Oh, MCO Mukoa. That one had like 2 good green days. So I'm just waiting to see if like you can have another green day maybe, and then like a consolidation, then breakout. So I'm just looking for the structure on them, or or they just gonna die. So I'm not gonna predict, I'm just gonna react. And yeah, that's basically it.
Beautiful, love it. So Xander, you want to start us off? You're going first.
Yep. All right. So we'll start off. I kind of categorize my trades with kind of like the 3 main setups that I've been trading, which is my ADF system, and then kind of like day ones, like kind of, so there's like intraday ADF setups that I have, and there's day one ADF setups that I have, and some day ones I've also taken discretionary, and then there's also intraday pumps. So starting off with day ones, we have this. This is DPro. A lot of pre-market day one gappers have come back, which is really awesome to see because they've offered a lot of opportunity. But this was the first trade of the week, I think, that was the day one pre-market gapper, and it took me some getting used to. So, and I made some adjustments to my system based on this current market. As you can see, we've had some huge runners. They're going up to 100% just pre-market and into the open, which is crazy and awesome because there's a lot of range, and there's also a lot of downward continuation. So this trade, I took cuts, and then this is just me executing my system. And at the beginning of the week, based on my back tests, I don't trade after the open, but I realized that in this market, I need to be trading after the open because oftentimes these day one pre-market gappers are going over pre-market high and then they're failing. And so I'm actually glad how I quickly adapted to this. And then BVXV was the next one. I think, yeah, there's a couple others. BVXV. So this was an emotional cut. Should not have cut. If I didn't cut, it would have been a very nice win. But I did cut, and then I realized so I re-entered after I saw confirmation that there was heavy selling, and that was a nice. This was more of like a mean reversion trade, not so much ADF, but you know, this market does have ADF, so I need to be going for that.
Wait, Xander, what does mean aversion mean?
Mean
Too far from
reversion,
VWAP.
yeah, well, mean reversion could be basically anything you determine as the average. So you can use like a moving average, or you could just say like, you know, where, you know, you could just call it like a support level. But all day fade is kind of just like you holding all day, trying to capture the most move the stock can give. But mean reversion is just like moving the stock back to where like I think of
see.
it as like a highly probable area that the stock's going to retrace to.
Mm-hmm.
So like
That goes for above and below
yeah,
the averages. Could be a moving
yeah.
average, could be VWAP, could be
Like
RMAs, whatever the hell.
a panic dip buy is a mean reversion strategy.
Yeah, because you sell the like VO, you try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this was kind of that trade. And I covered at the 200 EMA. I don't really use that many moving averages, but the 200 is a really good one that a lot of traders use. CELZ, this is a really great one. I got chopped up pre-market. Now my problem was I wasn't waiting for good enough confirmation to start entering, and so I did get chopped up, and I lost. You know, it was a fine amount, but I made it all back. I didn't make more because I didn't use size here because I was worried it was going to go more. So I still have a lot to work on in this aspect, but I just implemented something Friday to make sure I don't make the same mistakes next week, which is basically I'm going to be going full size right away. Because after reviewing my charts, I realized that, you know, I have a good read on things, and where I start shorting is often the top, especially after market open. Pre-market, I take a lot of cuts. That's where my low win rate comes from. But also in some markets, pre-market could give you the best fades. So I'm still trying to decide if I should keep trading pre-market or not. But after the market open, I find that my reads are pretty good, and I need to be sizing in all in or 1R risk at all times, like pretty quickly, and not trying to like go small size, because this was just starters. And then I was scared to add full size here because what if it, you know, reclaimed? I just need to go full size right away. And I actually fixed that problem with a different setup, which is the day one intraday runner pumps. So if you see something running randomly intraday with no pre-market action and it has absolutely no news on the stock, it's probably a pump. And this is very probable and profitable. You can get good risk reward, especially because these have been running a lot. So CRXT, I did good by going 1R risk right away, and I made like 3R on this trade, which is really good. It's a nice single. And if I could just size consistently every time, I can nail them. And I'm going to show you some.
Were you risking high day there?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. And so I'll show you some of my mistakes. This I did not like. This is that CELZ trade was like Friday. That's when I implemented the new thing. But as you can see, this is before Friday, where I was kind of discretionary and I was kind of using small size starters, and I never added full size. So here, this was like literally barely 1R because I just didn't go full size and risk against the high day, or I didn't. I mean, I was just like small size. Same thing with FedU. This is another one. Such a clean fade, but no size. SOPA, exactly the same thing. Beautiful chart, but there's no size on it, and that's because for some reason I'm just scared to go full size. But when I implement the system, it's really easy for me to go full size. Like, I don't know what it is, but like if I'm discretionary, I always stay small size. If I'm system, I'm really confident to go full size right away. I don't know what it is. But yeah.
Xander, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is full size a percentage of your account since it's a system? It's a system, like not discretionary.
So 1R risk for me is 2% of the amount I'm over PT. And
Gotcha.
so I determine this amount by looking at kind of my average stats. And you could put that into a equity curve simulator and you could see what your max drawdown is. And so,
Gotcha.
there's a concept called risk of ruin. And that's basically the amount I don't want to lose, or I'm okay losing, and I don't want to go below it. And that's the amount over PT. And so I risk 2% of that based off of my max drawdown. So like my max drawdown is 15R, which is pretty crazy because I'm low win rate. So, but even if I draw down 15R, I won't drop below PT because I sized accordingly, which is that 2% number. And it's different for everyone. So you should do your own calculations. But
Well, does it count also like because if you lose, then your R gets also like smaller.
Right. So technically, I won't ever go below PT because
Yes.
it'll always keep going lower.
Yeah.
But at some point, like at $5 risk, I'm probably gonna have to stop.
Can I get a link to that risk ruin website? I know this is off topic, but can I get a link to that? Because I want to experiment with that.
I have it on speed dial right here. I'll show you. I'll show everyone.
So like $50, right?
You just put it in the Discord later. That's fine.
Xander, so your risk is like $50
right now. Right now it's 34.
So if you have a crazy good week or a month, your risk will be larger than
remember when he had
it goes up fast, because Friday I had a $6 win and my risk went from 30 to 34, which is like pretty crazy. That's because if I have another
percentage-wise,
oh yeah, it's kind of like 5 to 75.
Yes, you can see equity curve simulator.
Oh, I thought you were saying about that spreadsheet. Remember you sent me one day.
No, that one's
that one's
this is easier.
13%.
So yeah, this is the website you can go to. You can put in your equity. Put in your equity over PT if you want to do this risk of ruin thing. This is not mine. I'm just putting a random number.
Yeah.
Win probability. Let's say I have a 30% win rate. Let's say average risk reward 4-1. And then like look at your system and how many trades you take like per month, and you can kind of use that number. Just do 5.
Put mine.
And then
put 40% win rate and 6,000 count.
All right. Wait, 6,000?
He's asking for a friend.
No.
Add it again.
No, start.
Count again.
No, I had 5,000 overall.
Number of trades.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, the number of trades. Put 150.
150. What's your risk reward?
Yeah, 41 on average. Yeah.
Pretty sick.
What is this?
Damn.
The middle line is like the average. But yeah, so the stats I look at are down here. So biggest max drawdown, 18.9%, which is 18.9R. But that's risking 2% of your account. That's risking 2% of your account.
I see.
Yeah, so if you go to 1%,
yeah, 1% because I'm risking
9, 10R max drawdown.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the stats I look at, and yeah. And then just going quickly through some other trades. I already showed that one. PALI was another system trade. This was I think 2 to 3R gain. This is a nice one.
I like that one.
Yeah, we've had really good opportunities this week.
Was that a pump, Xander? Was PALI a pump?
No, that was a pre-market gapper. I think I had news.
Xander, when you add like on those levels, do you move your risk on all shares? No.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say exactly like on the episode, but what I do is I have like my main entry, which is big, and then my ads is smaller, and I move my risk down after every ad. And it's not that much that I'm moving it down, but I'm always risking 1R.
Okay. But do you move like the risk on all shares, right?
Yeah, I don't cut partials at all yet.
Yes.
It might be something I do. And then finally, we've got Mullen.
Oh, here you go.
Oh,
the home run trade.
I also had a home run trade.
Wait.
Oh yeah, you got the home run trade.
Oh, Xander, make it small because I think in the recording our face is gonna cover the right side.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's funny. Xander said I went from $30 to $34 risk, which is pretty cool. It is kind of a lot. And then I was like, kind of sounds like from 5 to 75.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay, here we
Alright.
go.
So yeah, so this is a home run trade. I'm not basically Mullen, like shorts were trapped. I actually bought the breakout. Let me
Yeah,
pull that
so
chart up.
you're like trading like that, like I do with ABB, trading all the
Yeah,
patterns.
yeah. I traded the 7-step framework on this
Yeah.
one.
There we go.
Let me try to find the long.
Yeah, you'll take three, you'll take 3 and 4. I take 3
Wait.
and 5,
Oh yeah.
like on the
Yeah, because I didn't dip
yes.
by bounce it. All right, so Mullen, this was the day of the breakout. It was super clean. Since I don't long, I think I explained this in the last episode. Go
Yeah.
check that out. But yeah, that was the long trade. And then for the short, I was patient for like, a couple days after because a lot of shorts were getting trapped. You could wait for the first red day, but also I saw that this setup matched pretty closely to CEI, which had a midday panic. And the characteristics between the stocks are so similar. So I just knew to watch this for a midday panic. It was literally perfect. And so I'll pull up the intraday chart.
Whoa, so you sold for 5 days. So that chart is you pasted those charts together, right?
Yeah, I pasted them together, and I'm still
Oh,
in 60% over the weekend.
nice.
Damn. What
Yeah.
what are the fees for that? For
No.
overnight?
Oh, by the
Like
way,
literally nothing at Cobra. So it's like $1
Really?
Nothing?
per. It's like $1 per 1,000 shares.
oh,
What?
Okay, that's pretty good now.
oh.
That's
Yeah, I'm in like I was in 200 shares, which is
How
like
about the
I was.
weekend?
So they don't screw you over
I
on
think
How about the
freaking
weekend?
I think
overnight. That's good.
I pay the same rate over the weekend, but I think it does do it every day. So I'm probably paying like
Oh,
probably like 50 cents.
oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
That's good. That's really
So
good.
was this like a
Yeah.
first red day?
it was not a first red day because it was like super far from the green to red line. But I
Like
was
how-
stocking this because it was so similar to CEI. If you guys want to pull that chart up, it was so similar. So I was watching this all day, and I was just waiting for the right confirmation. Okay, and after we got around late day, that's like when CEI did, and so I was watching this for an entry just to start. And so I only risked 1R against high day on this one, which wasn't the best risk reward, and I wish I did more, but like you could see the trend wasn't fully broken, so I could have lost too. So I didn't go full size, but what I did do after this huge panic, I only covered an eighth here. Like I was holding this one for the fences because like
Nice.
this is like literally death right here. Like the stock is done in most cases, like 90% of the time. So like it's like I don't know, I'm just gonna hold for lower. But what I did was I have such a good average, I'm gonna load the boat on this bounce and
Yeah.
swing it overnight. And so that's what I
Wait.
did.
No, you said you risked 1 hour, but then you said you're not risking full size.
Wait, what?
You said you risked 1 hour on those entries.
I risked 1R on this area.
Yeah, so full
Against-
size.
Yeah, full size. But so I'm starting to size more on better setups. So like if there's a black swan setup like this, I want to be risking more. And
Yeah,
so
that's exactly what I did.
yeah.
Once we get more
Yeah.
funding,
extreme.
Next time,
Yeah.
well, next
then
time risk
we'll go
300.
parabolic.
Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, I risked 1R here, but then after the bounce, I decided to keep my same. Well, I didn't actually keep my same risk, but I kind of risked my average, and I went even bigger size. So at this point, I'm risking 2R from my average. So I lowered my stop and I added, and then you can see here, you can see
Oh,
the
that's why it says
percentages.
200. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, the percentages is basically like percentage of my original position. So you can see I covered barely here. I was 85% of my position left. And then I added big, so I was 2x what I started with. And then actually this thing you could see like super clean wedge. There was a ton of shorts trapped, and my thesis was that in going into this day we were gonna continue down. But since we didn't, and a lot of shorts are like they missed the move they want to get in, I was expecting it to just squeeze. And I was like, you know what? Like this is a good price. You can see is where I covered yesterday. I'm just gonna take half off.
As
And
a
actually,
long, that's where I would buy and risk
Yeah.
the low day.
yeah, it's like like literally a perfect wedge. And there's shorts trapped in this. Well, there's a lot of shorts in this, and I expect them to trap them. And so I just covered some, or half. And then actually on this bounce, this is where most shorts are stopping out, which is where I like to short. So I literally I put on all of my size right back. And then I thought this next day was going to be the further continuation down. And so I added, even more size and tightened my stop a little bit. Well, actually, no, I didn't tighten my stop here. So this is what I did wrong. In my opinion, you can take trades perfectly according to your system, but like long trades like this, where you are kind of involved every day, you're going to make mistakes here and there. And this is the mistake of the trade. I got emotional. So I added big. I was pretty big size here.
Yeah.
And I had to stop like right over this level I created yesterday. And so I was thinking, oh my gosh, they're gonna try to trap me. They're gonna try to stop me out. And so what I did was take off 100% of my original position once they broke high day, just to, it was like a 1 hour loss. So here I realized like 1.5 R, and then here I took off, actually, no, this was more than 1.5 R. This is like
Damn, bro,
2 R.
This is a complicated trade here.
It is, honestly.
Entries are
So
that's nice though.
I was green like 2 R, and then I cut off here over emotions. If I held, it would have been even sicker, but it's okay. I took a 1 R loss, so I'm green 1 R, and then this day, like, you could just tell, like, it was it was done. Like, it was just fading off. And so I added and then lowered my risk more, and I covered most, well, not most, but I still have a good amount, like 1/4 of my position.
What's your average right now?
My average right now is 340, so it's right here.
Wow.
Damn. Shit, Xander.
It's pretty good.
This is what is amazing about being over PDT.
Oh
Being
yeah.
like 200%, then you come back down, and then you add 250%, and then you come back down, and then you add 100%. Bro,
Yeah.
my account would be gone in 2 bullets if I like, man, that is awesome.
Whoa.
Also, Xander, I want to give you major props for being prepared for this. In last week's episode, if you guys didn't hear this, Xander said it himself. I could show a clip right now. He said, I think Muln has a lot of potential to look exactly like CEI did during its run. He said, this looks very CEI-like. Xander said that in last weekend's episode. What did he do? He waited for it to look exactly like CEI, and he traded it beautifully. This is what he was preparing for, and he said it himself. That's awesome.
To be honest, this stock gives me CEI vibes, meaning it's going to go a lot further. But we'll see, I guess, next week. And like I said, if this keeps going, it's going to be a great short opportunity. So I really hope it does keep going, as much as it'll hurt to watch it go without me. Yeah, I'm really, really happy about that.
That's same thing when I had a trade on ABV with the news, and I said like experience with like previous trades paid off here, and the same thing here. You missed that one, the same thing I missed that one. But then we learned from that one, and then
exactly, because I missed CEI, but I was like, wow, like that's it. Yeah. All right, that was long. That was my stuff.
Good.
Awesome. Great job. All right, guys. So I'm going to go next. I'm just going to kind of go through my days here. Let me get up here and I share my screen. All right. So let me start off the week. I started off the week very, very emotional, and I will share why. NRSN, I knew had a lot of potential. I have a lot of lines here. Obviously, nobody had any idea this was going to go to 7. Obviously, I got in really, really great entry. I was super proud of this entry right here at 2. I got in at 223. Okay, I was attempting to sell half of my position at this resistance in the 240. So 20 cents a share. I was gonna sell half of my position. I put my order through. Broker tells me orders rejected. I was like, okay, it got rejected. Let me put that order through again. I put that order through again, and then I look at my positions box, and it says 0, and it says I had 0. So then I look, and then I find out that it filled me completely before. And so I was actually all out of my position for, an average of freaking, this was a 1 hour trade because I screwed myself over of lack of awareness. Number two, I thought my order got rejected. And then, you know, it was just a really unfortunate situation. I watched it run. Had I, you know, been in this, I would have been out my other half up here in the 270s. But anyways, you know, this kind of got me stirred up to start the week nonetheless. And the fact that this was only a 1R gain was pretty crazy. And so, you know, I let that come along with me. And this was the scariest moment of my whole trading career. Easily, Monday was easily the scariest moment of my whole trading career. This wedge was setting up. I gave it time to let it go. I let it time for the volume to descend. This volume that came in was so insane. If I got to watch this again on demand, but this volume that came in was so insane. I entered right through this line right here. It was a multi-day line at 634. I entered right here at 638. This thing got massive volume. It was running up to like freaking, you know, it got to 675. And I was like, okay, this volume is fantastic. It's going to rock it to high day. All of a sudden, it got rug pulled so freaking fast. I was a 638 entry. It dumped to 520.
Wow.
I was shitting myself because I was like, I'm about to lose over $1 a share. And this is the scariest moment of my life.
What was your risk?
Basically, my risk was freaking literally
I see.
my
Oh
risk
my
was,
gosh,
dude, my risk,
dude.
I was in 638 entry. I was risking literally like 617, like right here. So this thing, I didn't even have time to set a stop loss. I got in,
So
this
yeah,
thing
both
rocketed, and all of a
brackets.
sudden it went boom. I tried to set my stop loss. It said the order price is way below your stop loss for the security. I looked down and it's
Yeah.
at 530, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get absolutely killed. And so I used, you know, my slight bit of experience. I let it bounce, and I got out at 584, and this was just under a 2R loss. I've never been so happy to lose 2R in my whole life, but this could have gotten really, really bad, really fast. I got rug pulled clearly, and you know, that kind of stunned me. Obviously, I was done for the day, and I just kind of was like, that was absolutely insane. So I ended after the like 1R gain, 2R loss. I ended the day 1R, which was much better than it could have been. So yeah, that was Monday. Tuesday, I had a pretty nice trade on Givo. I traded, you know, basically the entire move that I could. You know, this was it. Obviously, you know, it faded for the rest of the day, but, you know, I entered after this bounce, you know, near VWAP, and then I just scaled. Really simple. You know, obviously it didn't continue to run, but this was clean. This was, you know, a bit over 1R. And then, you know, I took another, you know, mini loss on Tuesday. So Tuesday I was up small scratch. Overall, I'm small green on the week, but yeah, I'm not focused on that. Wednesday, I didn't trade at all. Thursday, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And I saw this wick on LLL right here. And I entered right here on this bounce after I drew I had a bunch of lines here, but this was a perfect bounce off one of my lines. I scaled right into the wick because I saw what happened here. I was prepared for it. This was like almost 2R on this one. And then, you know, I had another 1R loss on MULN. But so I ended, you know, small green on Thursday as well. And then yesterday, Friday, I also ended small green because, let's see here. All right. So NRSN, I took a loss on NRSN. It was red on the day. So, you know, oh crap. So my system allows me, why can't I move us? Okay. So, you know, my system tells me, and I just implemented this, I'm not touching anything that's red on the day. Red to green was up here at 480. And so I was, you know, anticipating the red to green move, you know, on this, you know, first green day type deal. And I entered right here in the 460s. 480 was red to green, like I said, and then I just cut it. Volume died. Nothing happened. So that was a 1R loss. And then this was the end. Oh crap! This was the end of Friday. TLRY weed stock news. You know, a really good preparation on this. I knew like as soon as it was recorded or reclaiming VWAP, I got back from class at you know, 1:20 market time. And so I literally logged on my screen instantly, saw this was setting up beautifully, got another bounce off one of my line, entered right here at 788, set my risk down here at 769. So pretty wide risk. I could have set it, here in the 770s or here at 775, but I wanted to give it room and make sure that this level over here didn't, have a fake breakdown. So, I entered. Honestly, my scales on this were not how they wanted to be. My original plan was to take half off at 820 and take half off at 840. So this line's in the 820s, this line's in the 840s, and that would have worked much better. But if I were to trade this again, I would have taken a third off of my position here at 820, a third off here in my position, in the 840s, and then I would have cut my final third at the break of this trend line right here. I have a new scaling system that'll allow me to be more patient on my winners and cut my losses more quickly. And then it'll also keep adding opportunities in question because, I have like two setups that I'm focusing on right now. And based on where the stock is, it's different criteria. So like if a stock is already above VWAP, it's one setup. And if it's like approaching VWAP ramping up, it's a different setup. So, this will allow for better ad opportunities. And, I'm going to start waiting to get my last third out until, the major trend breaks. So that's something new I'm playing along with. I got to do more, tracking this weekend, into Monday. But so this R-wise, it definitely wasn't great. But, I ended, small green on the week, small green on these few days. And, I could have definitely had better scales on this, but you live and you learn. And I was just happy that I trusted. My main thing on this was trusting my process and trusting my lines, right after I got back from class, and from when I got back to when I entered was within 5 minutes. So just, trusting my process when I see it, and it should be like an automatic trigger that when it's there, it's there. So, that was it. That's for me and my trades. I'm not going to take up too much time. I don't really have, anything else to say. And I'm ready. Yeah, what's up?
I like how you decided to, kind of let a third ride until like a trend break, because there's like a saying, like, don't sell until there's a reason to sell.
Buy to hold reason to sell. Yeah, sorry, Alex, go ahead.
I was saying it in I think one of the episodes. I was like, there's no reason to sell a rising stock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
exactly. And I have fell victim to that more times than I care to admit, at least like freaking a lot of times. But I'm definitely I'm changing something for my scaling, and it's going to be a lot better and a lot it'll be nice to have a set system for scaling out instead of just entry, because when you discretionarily scale out, it's a little bit then you can get kind of pissed at yourself that you did something you should have done. Like Xander sets price targets for his all-day faders, and he doesn't let anything else get in the way until it hits that price target. He had a trade that he shared the chart with us of, he let it get all the way back to break even just because it didn't hit his price target. And I'm sure that's happened more than once. But having a strict system for your scales out are just as important to having a strict system for your entry. So, that's the aspect I'm working to improve, and we'll fix this week starting forward, and, we'll see how it goes. But that's it for me. Josh, I'm ready to see your absolutely insane trade on NRSN entering after I freaking got out. So let's do it.
All right. So I only had two trades, Monday and Tuesday. And so this was Monday's trade. Lance also traded this around here. And I normally look at 5-minute charts, especially after I enter. So
I like
normally
that.
I put my brackets in or a stop. But on a stock like this, like low flow, if you put in the dollar sign, like the cash tag on Twitter, NRSN, so much stuff was coming up pre-market. So like I knew, and it was kind of obvious that it was gonna run. And so yeah, I entered right here off the breakout. The breakout was 2.5, but I couldn't get a fill till 2.57. And then I let it ride, especially on the 5-minute charts. It's far easier to hold.
Wait, were you watching 5-minute chart each day, like when trading?
Yeah, I watch the minute chart until I enter, and then it's 5-minute chart, so I can hold my risk.
I like
my
that.
risk was 2.4, so it was like I was risking roughly 6%, and then I let it ride all the way to 4.36. And yeah, of course it ran more, but I just felt a little uncomfortable. So I should have scaled out, hindsight. And yeah, this was 10.3R or 10.53R, something like that.
Beautiful.
And then of course I decided to size up on this because it just had it checked so many boxes. So like I had to size up, and I felt comfortable holding it. And
That's up 15 times, by the way.
yeah. But because of this run up, and then I don't know if you guys can see because it's a 5-minute chart, but this did have a dip, and then it kind of had this cup and handle pattern and rebroke high day. So on here I'll stop sharing my screen, and then where is it? On the next day I traded DPRO. I thought the same thing. I didn't check the pre-market, or I didn't screenshot the pre-market one, but it did run up pretty significantly. Xander, I know you showed that chart. It ran high. I thought it would do the same thing as NRSM the other day, which was, it would drop, curl, come back, re-break high day, but it didn't do that. I cut losses, 1 hour loss. No big deal, but yeah, I sized in. I think I took half size roughly on this play versus the other play because I was just more confident. This one wasn't as low flow as the other one, didn't have as much Twitter news, stuff like that. So
Was this half of your size of
gonna
the
ask-
other stock,
I was
or
gonna
was
this
this
was half of my size.
so half
And it
of
was 1 hour
75?
loss. What's up?
Was it half of 75? So half of your other size?
Yeah, I was roughly 35.
Gotcha. Okay.
One thing
Just-
to keep in mind in small caps is when like something crazy happens, like a huge upward move, everyone's gonna be expecting the next stock to do that, and so
Exactly. I
that
thought this
makes
would do the
it,
same thing.
yeah, so that
Yeah.
makes it more likely to fail.
Yeah, but the difference between this one and the one you traded, that one held. That one had a big spike, and then he held the gains, then had another one.
Yeah.
This one kind of.
Yeah, I wasn't as
I-
confident on this one. And this one, I mean, they both had a regular volume. But yeah, that's why it's important to size correctly, keep a good risk reward.
And size up
Because
when you
I
think
had
it's important.
50% win rate, but obviously I made more money than I lost.
Yeah,
So
beautiful.
yeah, those are my only 2 trades for the week.
Beautiful risk reward, Josh. This was
Thanks.
you didn't decide to tell us this until recently, and then Alex was very, very surprised, as we know. But great trade, and love it. It's great.
Thanks.
That's, I mean, that is.
Really,
It was
really
just
no
a
words
classic
for that,
breakout
Josh.
chart,
That's
dude.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, you noticed it, and I really like what you said about the 5-minute charts after you enter. I might have to give that a look.
Yeah, I would recommend it
So-
for you, Lance. The thing is, I'm just trying to work on scaling out. I'm not interested in scaling in as much, just one shot. to
Yeah,
get
that's
in,
always
and
better
then-
for long I think.
Yeah,
Agreed.
especially on the listed market
Because
for me.
whenever you long, you don't want to add like to a loser.
Exactly.
But then if you're not getting full size right away, then you're gonna add a little bit higher and you're gonna have a good average. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll then go next. This was my first. I actually had like 2 swings from last week that I was talking about on the last episode. So this one, let's see. So this one was it's better to look here. So this is the one that I bought on here on the 13 at 13, and then I added here. And the goal was like to break out of this wedge and then go to like 18 probably. So I was played it as a first green day, like I said, like a bounce after this move, but it could have turned into a breakout. But then unfortunately on on Monday it didn't work, so I cut it. Let's see here. So yeah, I bought it here, and then I just realized that I was up like 5 hours here, but I yeah, you see,
Whoa.
that's where like all my unrealized P&L goes, but I don't care. Then I added here. And then here was actually looking good pre-market, like in the level 2, it was kind of looking like it's gonna gap, and it did gap a little bit, but then they just dumped it. So I still had since my entry was here, main entry, I was just like half of my size here, so I lost 0.7 R. And then this was my second swing. Of course, this one worked. So again, this one I bought on here on the 17th.
What
Yeah.
other stock would Alex be swinging
Yeah, of course.
besides ABB?
Yeah, I remember he bought it on Friday. I just don't know what happened because I wasn't paying attention.
When
You
probably
bought it
not,
Thursday,
no.
though, right?
Yes.
Thursday.
Where is this?
And then you
one?
sold part,
This one?
partial.
Yeah, here. So we didn't even here. So I was talking about all my entries already, but then I want to talk about
What the heck just happened?
Yeah. So I sold most of my shares here and I was swinging only third. I mean, it's still good. And they just had this huge gap and I sold everything there. And here was where I used my like experience from previous one. So they had upcoming news on 23rd. And the last time they had upcoming news, I was talking about it, but I just realized that the upcoming news was on 28th. So they had the red day before. So that's why, and they also had a like run up into that day in the morning. So basically the same thing I did here. I was before the market opened, I was like, if it's gonna have a morning spike, I will sell there. And then when it starts to like look weak, then I'll sell my last shares. So I did the same thing. We sold into the morning like strength, the volume when there was. And then when it started to drop, I sold my rest, and then look, it just dropped all day. And then, so look, here looks kind of dead, but then of course they do this. They just gap it, and then here it has the panic dip. So I don't know, ABV is just so perfect.
There was a panic dip by it.
Yeah, well, it's like 20% bounce here. So yeah, I'm very like happy about this sell here right when it started to drop. And yeah, this R at the top was pretty crazy.
17.8 R.
So overall,
Wow.
overall was 9.3, and it is my next biggest trade. But yeah.
And I just realized there's
Beautiful.
another trigger break, the late day over there.
Oh yeah, this has just so good price action.
That's so perfect. Yeah, late day break, gap up, you sell.
So yeah, and then just look at how it looks right now. And I mean, I don't know if it's gonna work. Probably not. But I mean, what if, you know? You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Look,
He's ready to do it again, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, it is holding. You know, last time after the news just died, like all the way died. Then here, look, it's kind of a little bit holding, and we'll see how they do it.
What's
So,
the yellow indicator you have, Alex?
oh, I just added it. But, so let's see. Just moving average 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but on this one it's exponential because it's intraday. So yeah, that was basically the trade that made my week, because the HMBL was a small loss, and then I had a ABML literally $2 gain. So this was also break even, and I'm actually swung this one. Let's see here. Break. So yeah, I had a bad like I was risking basically like 99 with one entry, but I was sizing for 98.5 and then broke here, so I sold. Got a good feel, but I should have risked 98 because this was like the better risk level, especially like on those on this shitty stocks. So yeah, and then I didn't put my things, but I rebought here at 102, risking one, and I'm still long. So yeah, this one's just looking so good. Like it broke out of this thing, and the $1.10 is such a key level. Like they just look how many times that I just tapped it right there, like so many times, and it's just like whenever it breaks, I really think it's gonna bring volume and something's gonna happen. So it was a good thing that it had the red day, because we were having like 6 green days in a row. So it was a healthy red day, and yeah, I'm not really like caring about the intraday stuff. It's important that it holds above my risk, and then the rest just do whatever you do. Take whatever time you want. I'm still full size, so I'm good with that.
Beautiful.
And yeah, that's basically it. And if this one works, then you know, if this goes to like at 101, it's already like at my regular price target, and it's just gonna start the move. So that's the point here, when I don't care about the risk reward, I just care about the move. So I really think it has a potential to go like to 115, 12, I mean, here, and then maybe like a little bit more. So I'll just react. Like I'm not gonna look at my risk reward and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The ABML has a magnet over one.
yeah, I'm saying over
Like anytime it
one,
drops below, it
magnet.
just goes like right back up.
110.
Yeah.
Yes, 110 is like the level when, because they're like all diluting here, like selling everything, like all those stupid market makers. But then here, when it finally breaks, I really hope it's gonna bring the bottom, because they have a lot of sellers at that price. So I really
Yeah, are you
think
still
Great
in, Alex?
preparation and great
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah, I said I swung. Yeah, because I don't have arrows, but I bought it here, so I held through all this, and yeah, I'm still full size. Obviously, and didn't sell
Okay,
anything.
full size.
Yeah, so 102 risking one, and if I had right risk level here, I would have added here, So it would have been even better if I risked 98 and then added risk 1. So it would have been better, but still, good. The risk was still good. So yeah, that's the only thing. So basically 3 trades, three trades and 2 like small losses, and then the ABB. And oh, I forgot to show the stats. I was gonna show the stats.
Oh yeah, let's see
Here we
'em.
go. So I always knew that like ABB was, oops, ABB was like my best ticker, but you know when
We
you
all
go
knew
to the
it.
instrument, I mean, look at this. Like I didn't know it's that good. Like it's literally so it's all the trades on the sticker. Look, the next one is remember this is from February. This is from
Oh yeah.
February. Like this tour from February. So it's just like all those times that I've traded and not any other ticker I made more than like $150. All of them were like ABB. And it's like so funny because even so if you go here, look. Then go here. Look, this is just ridiculous.
Oh my.
My
It's just
gosh.
it's just funny because like all this time my risk was like at least $30, even like 40, 50, like 30, 40 all this time, but I still never had it. And if you go here, we just lost $20. This is just ridiculous. And
That is
look at
insane.
this. Yeah, this is just
Average
funny.
losing trade $12.11. What the
And
heck?
RR is crazy.
yeah, so it's funny how like just focusing on one ticker is like so important. Like because I know Jack also talks about it, like focusing on like few tickers, learning their price action, just
Yeah,
trading
'cause
all the patterns on
You
them.
trade a
And
lot AABB, ABML,
yeah,
HMBL, like just
yeah, like
few.
I'm trading the same tickers, but
MPLS.
yeah, but like the ABB I just know like everything. I know all the
Mhm.
market makers, how they act, everything. So every time like he has like some potential, I know he has a big potential.
Are there other friends that are like same traders as you that also have
No,
AABB as
not
their
only me.
best?
I don't know why, but they don't know. There's only me.
Wow.
Like they like it's funny how sometimes they do trade ABB on those times when it doesn't work. But on those times I just avoid. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's just funny. Like every time it goes, I'm always there. Like on all those trades.
If it has like this crazy run up,
Yeah,
like you have
you
to
better know
like
I'm there.
you have to add all your executions on one chart and just like watch how you like
Yeah.
get it
That
all
would be
the
cool. That would be
Yeah,
really cool.
if it has a supernova any day, any time, I'll be there in the beginning.
oh gosh.
And then just add
So,
along the way.
so that's basically it. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Very good.
it's basically it's good week, but it's like taken from the last week. So yeah, because I remember last week I had like red week. So basically like these 2 weeks is like just ABB one of them. So yeah, it just made everything.
Wow.
That's
Great.
it.
That's awesome. I definitely think you know, a lot of progress for every single one of us this week. And you know, it's only gonna get better from here. And yeah, great job all around to everybody. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
great weeks for everybody, I think.
yeah, like usual lessons learned and everything. And I want to say something else. Oh, how that trades under you had on the MLUN was like very similar to the ones I had on when I like add on the breakout and move risk. But like
Yeah.
in your case, you also because you can like sell buy. Well, I can also do that, but if I do that, then I am able to, but I don't have enough cash. But yours like you get cash right away, so for you
Right.
it's easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was like it's very good. Like I felt that you were feeling the stock like all during the time.
Oh yeah.
During
For
the
sure.
yeah, and I
And
was
this is
surprised that it's
why
oh
sorry,
wait,
go ahead.
I was surprised that it was like 5 day swing. I thought it was like 1 day because you had one chart like 2 days. Like,
Yeah.
but I was like
Yeah.
oh, like all week and still
Yeah. It's crazy.
Alex, you mentioned
Right.
how you know on PDT, you know how your cash,
Yeah.
you know, obviously goes back immediately. We need to help them push through the stupid thing where they make it T+1 instead
Oh
of T.
yeah.
So it's available the day after instead
Well,
of
still,
freaking.
even if you have this, you won't be able to.
Yeah, but still, a day after is a lot
Yeah,
better than
that would
2
be
days
better.
after. That would change the game.
Well,
Well,
the
by
thing
the
is, Alex
time,
doesn't trade often like that. Like
Yeah,
Alex,
but-
you only trade a few times a week.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, if I have the ability, maybe I'll do differently because I'm just doing as I like with my abilities. So that's why, because I'm not able to do like that. But I don't know if I can maybe. But yeah, probably I wouldn't be like that much, but still it would help.
Definitely.
All right,
You
Lance,
guys
wanna
got
take us
anything
out?
else like on our minds? Anything else?
No, other than consistency. If we can
Yes,
do this
sir.
for 2-3 more weeks, then I think we could be more confident and really take things to the next level, I would say.
We're also entering the summer months, so hopefully it doesn't get
Yeah.
too slow.
Mhm.
No, I hope it's gonna be different, like the opposite. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
because we had a
winter
slow
is
December.
yes.
So
So
you
give
never
us
know
know what could have a
some.
fast-
Because the
summer.
last few months were complete garbage. So hopefully the
Yeah.
summer can be, something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys got anything else? I think we're
Well,
about ready to wrap it up.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I can say that today is the last time, is the last day that I'm 18.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yes, sir. Alex's birthday is tomorrow, everybody. If you watch this, type happy birthday, Alex, in the comments. Very, very nice.
Getting
Alex
old,
is
huh?
19 tomorrow. Crazy. Love to see it. So yeah.
And
Happy
then 1 year
birthday to
from
Alex
now,
tomorrow.
he'll be over 6 figures.
Oof.
Ooh.
At least 5 figures, please.
Before your 20th birthday.
I guess.
I think we're good. Xander, you want to close us out?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if this was the best, but it was,
It was the
close.
best. It was the best technical one.
Yeah, and it was the best episode this week. I'll say that.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely top 5 this week.
Yeah. Yeah, so be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, because we're going places and you'll want to follow us on our journey. Yeah. See you guys in the
Yeah.
next one.
Cheers.
Peace.
See you.